Hello everyone and welcome back to More History. In today's video we will be learning about the scientific revolution. Not only will we examine some theories of the universe, but we will also learn about scientists who changed the way that we see the world and the universe. After the Black Plague and with the spread of humanism, people began questioning every aspect of life. Art and religion were not the only things to change during the Renaissance. There were huge changes in science, and everyone wanted to understand more about the world around them. Many people believed in Aristotle's geocentric theory of the universe, which is the thought that Earth is the center of the universe. Other parts of the theory are that the planets, stars, and sun all revolve in a circle around planet Earth. Earth is not in motion but fixed in the center of the universe. The Roman Catholic Church agreed with Aristotle and the ancient Greeks on the idea of geocentric theory. One of the scientists that's going to challenge this theory is Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus was a Polish priest and scientist, and in 1515, Copernicus said that the Earth and other planets revolve around the Sun. This theory is called Heliocentric Theory, and states that the Sun is the center of the universe. But Copernicus did not publish his theory until near his death in 1543. The geocentric theory had been around since the ancient Greeks. For most people, even during the Renaissance, it was somewhat of a shock to learn that planet Earth was not the center of the universe. Another scientist that's going to support heliocentric theory is Johann Kepler. Johann Kepler was an astronomer who lived during the Renaissance in the late 1500s. He was a supporter of Copernicus's heliocentric theory of the planets. However, he discovered that the planets did not revolve around the Sun in a circle. From his observations, Kepler came up with some theories about how the planets orbit around the Sun. These are called Kepler's theories of elliptical orbits, and they include that planets move around the Sun in an ellipse or an oval. Planets that are closer to the Sun move faster around the Sun than planets who are further away from the Sun. And that there is an exact relationship between a planet's distance from the Sun and the amount of time it takes to revolve around the Sun. Now we're going to look at Galileo Galilei, and he's going to make some great discoveries and improvements in the study of the sciences, especially in astronomy. He lives in Italy from the late 1500s into the mid-1600s. Some of Galileo's discoveries and improvements include: in 1609, Galileo learned about a telescope that had been invented in Holland. He taught himself how to grind lenses and made his own powerful telescope and microscope. Galileo increased the magnification of the telescope and began exploring space and studying the planets. He saw that the planets revolve around the Sun, so Galileo was able to prove Copernicus's theory of heliocentric theory. This was a huge turning point in the Renaissance and in the scientific revolution. Heliocentric theory was not just a guess. Galileo had seen the evidence through his telescope. Galileo wrote a book in support of the heliocentric theory, and by doing this, it caused him to get in huge trouble with the Roman Catholic Church. The Church put Galileo on trial for heresy because he was teaching something different than the Catholic Church's teaching. He was convicted and found guilty, but the Church did allow him to live under house arrest, and he got to live out his sentence at home. However, when the Church put Galileo under house arrest, it backfired on them because he continued to work on his scientific theories. Another scientist that impacts our world today is Sir Francis Bacon, who's from England and made a huge contribution to the scientific revolution by developing the scientific method. We've all used the scientific method in science class. While Galileo laid the foundation of the method, Bacon developed, and the method became popular because of him. The scientific method is a method or series of steps for scientists to follow when studying and learning about the natural world. It allows for experiments to be duplicated and studied by others. With all the scientists we've looked at, there is one that is called the superstar scientist, and this is going to be Sir Isaac Newton. Newton's going to develop the theory of gravity. Supposedly Newton was sitting under an apple tree and an apple fell. The story is that the apple hit him in the head. However, there's no evidence that proves the apple actually hit him in the head. But the most important thing about the apple falling was that Newton questioned why the apple fell straight down to the ground rather than sideways or upward. Newton also discovered the laws of motion and used the scientific method. Newton is considered the rock star scientist. However, the following quote from Newton is really important for us to look at. And it states, "If I have seen further, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants." Newton is acknowledging that he never would have been able to make the discoveries that he did without the other scientists who provided the foundation for his discoveries. Finally, the scientific revolution consisted of monumental changes in the field of science and thoughts about the world and the universe. We also see the Catholic Church continuing to lose power as advances in science and humanist ideas continue to spread throughout Europe. Thank you for watching this video of More History. Please like, share, and subscribe.